Is the unreliability of German cars overblown? Are people trying to stop you from having a good time everywhere you go? If you speak to people in real life, your friends and family, if you go on YouTube, if you go on forums, if you go on Instagram, wherever you go, people are telling you not to buy used German cars. I'm out there on YouTube and I'm telling you about my BMW story. Don't buy old outside of warranty BMWs. Don't buy old Audis. Don't buy old Benzes. Wherever you go, people are talking about it. It seems as if there's a big conspiracy, where you can't have fun, where you can't get the car that you want and enjoy it in peace, because these are amazing cars. I've got my Toyota GR Yaris over here. My GR Yaris is more expensive than my BMW was. I had a M235 with the N55 six-cylinder. Certainly this GR Yaris is more expensive, more special, whatever, right? Everything. But my BMW was more fun. I miss my BMW. I had a lot of fun, but I had to sell it because it was garbage. It was trash. But is there an element of conspiracy in all of this? Are people really trying to fool you out there? And let's break it down, guys, because if you look at the stats, consumer reports, whatever reports you look at, the German cars don't fare well. But even those reports don't truly paint the picture, because they're not tracking cars over a very long period of time. They're not tracking cars that are 10, 20 years old or 15 years old. So there is that element where Consumer Reports tells you that Toyota's on top, Lexus is on top, the Japanese cars are on top, still cannot paint that really good picture for you. And yes, historically, there have been very problematic German cars. Audis, BMWs, Mercedes, there's been eras. Audi is known for its timing chain issues. For its water pump and thermostat issues, which exist to this day. Now I'm thinking of selling my Toyota GR Yaris. And actually, I'm going to test drive a Golf R again because I thought it was very dull, but I'm going to give it another go because I like the Golf Rs. But even the Mark 8 Golf R has issues with its water pump and thermostat. They don't last a long time. Audi and Volkswagen Group have had this issue. BMW, the rod bearings. Effectively, all performance BMWs have rod bearing issues out there. Benzes with their crankshafts or their PCVs. In fact, I think Benz has been okay, but every AMG is afflicted with some sort of issue. You had the head bolts, you had so many issues. Air suspension on Mercedes or Audi or BMW, it's a terrible thing, a very expensive thing, the suspension parts. So every German car out there has had these issues. You then have the anecdotal evidence, people on the forums, people like me on YouTube, where I describe my BMW experience. I was surprised. I didn't think that was going to happen to me, but it did. My engine wasn't meant to consume oil, but it did. And if you look historically, European engines love consuming oil. My serpentine belt, that popped right off at 50,000 kilometers. My electronics started glitching. That car wasn't that old. Is there still an element of conspiracy or an element of things being a bit overblown? And I think there is. And this is where it gets interesting. See, I'm thinking of selling my Toyota GR Yaris. In fact, I'm putting it up for sale this weekend, formally. I'm thinking of going to a BMW, Audi, Mercedes, or a Volkswagen. I actually love VWs. It's kind of a passion of mine because I think out of all the brands of Volkswagens with the EA888 are some of the most solid Volkswagens around, especially with the new DSGs. The DSG, the Haldex, the EA888, I think it's very robust. Yes, you have some water pump thermostat issues, but overall they're pretty good as far as German cars go. So I've got a soft spot for Volkswagen. But one thing I realized on my car hunt is that when people look at these cars, when they look at BMWs, Audis, and Mercedes, and when they want to go and buy these cars, they start buying cars that are really old. Both of my Toyotas are new. I've got my GR Yaris over here. It's a lovely car, 2021 or 2022. And I've got my Corolla Cross outside, and that is probably a 2023 model. Both of these cars in warranty and newish. And I was going to sell my GR Yaris, and I'm thinking of buying a BMW, Audi, Mercedes. But in my budget, I have to go for a car probably that is at minimum 8 years old. That's how it goes. So a lot of the data out there is skewed because people are going out there and they're buying these German cars at 8 or 9 years old. Why are they doing it? Well, because they want a performance car, A, and B, to afford that performance car, they have to get one that's really old. That's a recipe for disaster. Because an 8 or 9-year-old car, anything goes. Even with Toyotas and Hondas and Mazdas, anything goes at that age. You're well and truly above a service life, especially for the Germans, right? They're not like the Toyotas. The Toyota applies a Kaizen mindset. Kai means change and Zen means good. Change is good, or change for the good. That's what the Japanese work towards in terms of their quality. The Germans, they don't work for that, right? It doesn't mean it's trash. The Germans, they just work towards a different mindset, and the mindset is tech, innovation, luxury, giving you a great experience. But they're not about the longevity. They're not about that life. So a lot of people, due to their affordability, they buy these old German cars. And a lot of times it would be okay, except these old German cars are beaten down on because they're performance cars. And these old German cars, they turn regular drivers, believe you me, they turn regular people who don't even like cars into maniacs, because when you get into a 6-cylinder BMW, now I'm not talking about the old ones, right? I'm talking about some of the new ones, B58, N55, S55, S58. When you get into those BMWs, you put your foot down a little bit, even if you're not an enthusiast, I guarantee you, it'll change you, right? It changes people. You put your foot down, the surge comes on, all of a sudden you have this awakening. I think we all have it in us. It harkens back to when we used to have horses, a man and his horse, and you get that feeling, and it'll turn people who haven't even thought about cars, and it'll turn them into maniacs. And people go and pick these cars up. And often these cars are tuned as well. So not only have they been beaten down upon, they've been tuned for the majority of their life. I have a friend I was just chatting to. He went and picked up an X3 M40 with the B58. Very reliable engine. We know that. Probably BMW's most reliable engine ever. Some would say the N52, but that's old now. So in terms of today, it's the most reliable BMW engine. And he took it to his mechanic recently after buying it, and they were surprised to find it had a tune on it. The dealer sold him that car. Dealer didn't know. No one knew, but the car had a tune on it. Now, why is a family person, right? Because an X3 is a family SUV. Why is a supposed family person tuning their X3? Well, dads want to have fun too, right? That's just how life goes. These cars, they get to you. So people don't realize, so they'll go out and bag these cars on the internet, and I'm one of them, right? And I was especially mad because my BMW was a grandpa. It was actually a grandma-owned BMW. So I was especially mad when it started giving me problems. I was like, wait a sec, have I been lied to? A lot of these old German cars, A, we're buying them old, and B, they're provoking people to drive them in a different way, and C, people are then tuning them. Regardless of if it's a family car or whatever, you'll have BMWs, base model BMWs and Benzes. Because they're rear-wheel drive, people will tune them. Audis with the EA888 that they put in every car out there, because that's such a nice engine, because that is found in the Golf R and the Golf GTI, people tune them. So it's so difficult to buy a German car that hasn't been, given a really tough time. And that skews the results. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter. Because as far as you go, as far as the buyer is concerned, it doesn't matter why that German car is trash outside of warranty. The truth is, it truly is trash outside of warranty. Except for the enthusiast or the mechanic, I don't recommend the average Joe to buy these cars out of warranty. If you do want a German car, there's nothing wrong with it. You should enjoy one. They are excellent products. If you do want one, buy something that's CPO, buy something that has a bit of warranty left, buy something that's untuned. Get to know the vehicle. Maybe you'll feel comfortable owning it outside of warranty from that point forward. I hope that helps. I'll catch you next time.